Okay. Um, all right. So I just came across this comment that I've been hearing for a long time in World of Tanks, especially among players, among all the players. RNG. People are like, oh, I hate RNG. It's so stupid. It benefits noobs, and so frustrating, and so forth. All right. Let's get this out. Only dumb people complain about RNG. Seriously. Only dumb people complain about RNG. And let's go over why. Alright. Let's start with statistics. Okay. So in World of Tanks, the RNG is a little bit bigger than in other games. That's for sure. You shoot 1,000 shells, and out of those, what's the RNG? If it's fully aimed on Leopard 1, the most accurate attack, or no, let's forget the Waffenträger, because the Leopard 1, right, has a 0.3, I think, aim. I don't know how the math works, but let's say, because the details doesn't matter, it's the idea. So let's say out of 1,000 shells, 5 end up where you didn't intend it to go, and that's RNG, and you're fully aimed, and you're saying, oh my god, so messed up, because I shoot 1,000 shells and I aim perfectly because I'm such a good gamer, and everything I do is perfect, and those 1,000 shells should have gone exactly where I aimed at, and it doesn't. So this game is trash, and all the noobs are benefiting from it. They just shoot, they keep shooting, and eventually they hit. So so because of that, oh my gosh, I'm not sure where to start. So shooting 1,000 shells and hitting 995 is very damn high. We're not talking about like shooting 1,000 missing 500. We're talking about shooting 1,000 missing 5. Sure, they might have important shells, but the way human memory works is you only remember the ones you care about. Let's say you're like, oh, all these noobs, they're shooting and missing, and I'm so good, I keep shooting and I hit all of them, and every once in a while it misses and I'm so angry. Alright, of all these shots that the noobs shot at you, they also aim. I mean, they're noobs, but they can aim, okay? They just need to keep them all still and wait, and they shoot at you. But because of RNG, they might have missed, and you don't know whether they missed because they aimed wrong, or they didn't wait enough, or because of RNG, unless you have full access to the server logs, and you don't have access to the full server logs, so you don't know. You're just assuming that because they're noobs and they have lower win rate, they didn't aim. But people try to aim, and so forth. So another aspect is you need to manage your RNG. Okay, this exists in anything that you do in life, in your job, in your life decisions. In everything, there's this thing called risk management. Okay, look it up. It's used in businesses, war, politics, everywhere. Smart people, unlike you, do risk management. What is risk management? Basically, if you rush things through, your success rate will be lower. But if you don't rush through, you might miss an opportunity. So you need to always weigh these two options. Should I do something quickly, or should I give it more time and build up my ability to carry this out? And people are constantly weighing these two things and are aware that the more rushed something is, the more likely it is to fail. All right, let's bring it to World of Tanks. It's very simple, aiming, right? It's not that hard, aiming. So the longer you wait, the more aimed it's gonna be, and you're complaining, oh, I hate this. You know, why is it should be perfect aim all the time? All right, let me tell you, you have failed to do risk management. All right, and risk management is not something very special. People do it all the time. You're doing it all the time, but you're refusing to do it because it's a computer game. You're doing risk management, say, and trying to determine, should I have an RNG of 0.3, which is the full aim on a Leopard 1, or should I have an aim of 0.5, and and take the shot because the moment is right, because there's a target, it's gonna hide behind the building. Should I shoot at it right now, or should I aim further? You need to make that risk calculation and decide what you're going to do. And you can't blame RNG for forcing you to do risk management. Every game has risk management, and like everything in life has risk management, and people do it fine. No one complains about risk management. You hate risk management, go play Go, all right? Or yeah, go play Go without a time limit. There you go. You don't have to do risk management. Even though, yeah, in Go you need to do some risk management in the strategic level. So yeah, you hate risk management, go play a math puzzle, okay? And stop fucking complaining. All right. What else? I forgot what I was gonna say. RNG. Right. Here's another thing. You think other games don't have RNG. Let's say there's some game with 100% accuracy and does not have RNG. Okay? Does it not have RNG? Seriously? Are you that dumb? Are you that fucking dumb? You think there's no RNG? Right. Let me tell you why there's RNG. I don't know much about the world of FPS, first-person shooters beyond World of Tanks. I only know Counter-Strike. I never played it. I saw my brother play it. But I'm going to say Counter-Strike. But you think of the best game you can think of that does not have RNG. You know, this game is perfect, there's no lag, everything. Or maybe it's even single player, so you have to rely on network issues, network traffic issues. So, so I'm going to say Counter-Strike. But okay, don't complain about Counter-Strike. Whenever I say Counter-Strike, you think of your game, all right? You think of your game. So Counter-Strike, let's say, has 0 RNG. Aim is always perfect. The bullet is gonna go exactly at the middle point where the crosshair is aiming at. Okay, perfect, right? That's how we think our World of Tanks should be, because there's 0 RNG. But there is RNG. All right, let me show you where there is RNG. All right, let's go with the simple things. Computer network, or computer processing. So many things. All right, let's just make a list. Computer processing power, the network, the network traffic, server processing power, your human physiology. All right. All right, so let's go over these 4 elements. Surprise! Your computer takes time to do things. Seriously. when most games are designed to be fast enough so you can't tell that the computer is taking time to do things, but it does take time. So if you click on something, that electric signal is going to travel through a cable, okay, and reach the motherboard, and from there it's going to go through a series of how a computer works on the inside. So I'm going to take this preview window out. All right, that's better. I'm going to stare into the camcorder. So a computer is very fast, but it takes time. There's nanoseconds. I don't know the energy measurements, nanoseconds, picoseconds, but it takes time. everyone's computer is a little bit different. Some people play with faster computers, some people play with slower computers. People playing with faster computers, like if you're in a Counter-Strike match and there's two of you and you have different computers, the other person is going to have a higher RNG compared to you, because they're going to say, I clicked the button, but the bullet didn't go through. What's the RNG? Your computer was too slow to transmit the signal to the server, and the opponent's bullet, the opponent's signal arrived at the server computer first, and you got screwed, even though the person who missed had perfect aim. But the computer RNG. All right, network RNG. Everyone knows network RNG, right? There's lag. Can you make the lag 0? No, because you're traveling from one place to another. Okay, unless they're traveling the speed of light, in which case it still takes time, no? It's still, because you travel at 300 kilometers per second. So there's always a speed to everything. So you could minimize it, and the theoretical highest minimization would be if I plug something like a matrix. You plug something here in the back of your neck and plug it to the other person, and I have no idea how that works, but something like that. That would be the minimum theoretical lag. But there's always going to be lag on a network, and how much lag your computer has to the server is RNG reliant. Okay, there's no perfect network. There's always noise. There's always spikes. The service providers try to control for it. But if you look at your computer when you're playing and your computer is showing your lag, you'll notice the lag goes up and down. Okay, it might go between, like, I have a pretty low lag. I think I get like 30 or 40 to the West Coast server, but that 40 fluctuates between 30 and 50. And if I happen to click the button when it was at 50 milliseconds, and my opponent had 20 milliseconds lag, the opponent has an advantage of 20 milliseconds. Okay, I'm just laying this out because there's some of you guys are too dumb to understand this. Okay, if you understand this, that's cool. Just bear with me, because some people really need this explained. They're too dumb. They're too dumb. Oh crap! Someone's calling me. Okay, I hope he doesn't call me again. All right. What's next? Network and physiology. All right. Your body, surprise! Your body has lag built in. You didn't know this? Like, seriously? The electrical signals from your brain needs to travel through your body to reach your hand. Now, your hand is pretty important for humans, so the priority given to your hand inside your nervous system is pretty big, but there's still lag. So if you play a lot of hours a day and you get really fat like me, your blood circulation is not going to be optimal, and therefore the response time for your hand is going to be suboptimal. You're going to have more lag built into your body. You can no longer say, oh, the computer's fault, whatever. It's your fucking body, okay? It's you. Your body is not separate from you. It's you. You have built-in lag. And it's RNG dependent. Depends on what you ate that day. Depends on, you might say all these things are small, but they do exist, okay? And sometimes, in extreme circumstances, they're large enough. And you're like, well, someone keeps talking to me. Where was I? I forget what I was talking about. Oh, your body has a built-in lag. So, yeah, your body has built-in lag. So in extreme circumstances, like you're drunk, okay? You're drunk, your RNG just increased, okay? You go play a game, you're gonna fuck up. You might say, oh, but I don't drink all the time. I'm only drunk when I wanna be silly. All right, exactly. compare the built-in game RNG only happens very rarely. How is it that different? And you're like, oh, okay. You're like, I can control. Oh, sure, fine. All right. Sometimes when you're playing the game, you might want to move the pointer just 3 pixels to the left because you're aiming very far away and you're trying to aim and you're like, just 3 pixels to your left. Okay, here's my mouse. Here's my fucking mouse. You're like, oh, just 3 pixels to the left. All right, can you coordinate your hand to move 3 pixels to your left? I'm sure pro players can. A lot of players cannot. Even for pro players though, do you see the dust settling here at the bottom of my mouse? Dust settles in your mouse and you can clean it every day, but dust is going to affect how fast your mouse is going to move. Okay? And if there's a lot of dust built in, it's going to be significant. And you're going to want to move 3 pixels in like a split second, but the dust is going to interrupt that and you're going to move only 2 pixels instead of 3. And you might miss. What did just happen there? RNG. RNG out of what? Out of your mouse. Okay? Maybe, let's say, I don't know how many muscles control your arm, but there must be, I have no idea, 50? Let's say there's 50 muscles controlling your arm. Okay? Some of those muscles might get underdeveloped if you're like me and you just sit down a lot of time and don't do exercise. Alright, so if some of the muscles are weaker, when you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna move my arm to move to the left 3 pixels, it might fail at moving the right amount, and it might move a little bit over because you fail to control your arm. You fail to do precise control, fine control of your arm, and that's RNG. And check it out, this RNG, that RNG, your arm failing to work to move appropriately, it's not external to you. It's fucking you. You fucked up. You can't complain to RNG anymore. Alright? Alright, now let's go back to the initial point. 1,000 shells, 1,000 shots fired, and 5 of them don't go where they're supposed to. You know, out of those 5s, there's some chance that 1 of them might be due to your fucking arm. Okay? You fucked up that 1 shot due to your arm not responding to the way you thought. And you're gonna... Okay? I hope you can start to see how ridiculous it is to blame RNG. When, as I said in the beginning, you can do an intelligent, intelligent risk control for all the things that happen to your arm, to the computer, to the network, to the games built in RNG. You can control those things and you can do, you can do risk management. So whenever I see people who are like complaining about RNG and World of Tanks has RNG and other games don't have RNG, I'm just thinking, you know, you're surrounded by fucking RNG. You just don't fucking know. I'm like, are you dumb? No, seriously, are you dumb? World of Tanks might have more RNG than other games. But because it has more RNG and it can be controlled, because the basics of the aiming at least is that if you sit still, looking at your turn one way, or if you have the turn looking that direction before you poke out, you're gonna minimize your RNG. So you can control it to a certain extent. So it makes the game actually more strategic than these other fucking stupid games, such as Counter-Strike. Again, when I say Counter-Strike, you're gonna think your most favorite FPS game, right? So it makes the game more strategic, and I don't understand how people are complaining about RNG. All right, here comes the conclusion. Why do pro and quasi-pro players care so much about RNG? Because your ego is too big. Your ego is too big. You're like, oh, I'm the best player in my clan. I never miss. All my shots are perfect, which is not. As we went over, they're not perfect. They're very good for sure. That's why your win rate is so high. They're very good, but not perfect. But you're thinking, oh, they're perfect. They can never miss. I shot 1,000 perfect shots. All 1,000 should go in there, but 5 of them missed, and I lost to noobs. And I'm so angry because there's no way that me, a perfect player, would ever lose to a noob. How does this happen? The outrage. I'm so angry and frustrated. Okay, remember what I said? Out of those 5 shots, one might be because you fucked up, but you're blaming on RNG. But you don't even know that you fucked up, and that's what I find hilarious. Like, seriously. Do you see this? Do you see this? It's your brain. Inside this is your brain. You're supposed to use it. Okay? You need to like make thoughts in your head first. Then say shit. Ah, gosh, these people. So, yeah, here's my recommendation. You're very good. You have a 55% win rate, you have a 60% win rate, you have a 70% rate. That's awesome. Very good. You're a good player. You know how to make strategic assessments. You know how to aim well. You have a good response time. I'm kind of old, so I have a bad response time. I'm fat, so that's further affects it. So you're a good player. Okay, stop blaming RNG and incorporate risk control into your strategy, and you'll become even better. And you start to get less stressed about RNG, because you didn't know this, but everything you do in life, including all the other fucking games you play, have RNG. That's my advice.